Let's say you're asked to work out a slightly different expression, to expand a slightly different expression. In this case, the multiplier is not an integer, it's not a number, but it's actually a variable, a letter here. We can actually use the same method using all of our tiles available to us. We're going to use the grid method again. So first of all, we've got our unknown variable x, which is represented here. If I rotate that 90 degrees, we've got this here. That's what I'm multiplying by, so let's just do my grid. Okay, multiplying, and I'm multiplying that by x plus 1. So x plus 1, okay, and I can split that as I would normally with a grid like that. Okay, now in this first box here, I'm having to have a shape that's x by x, because that's x by x. Well, if I multiply x by x, x multiplied by x is x squared, so that's exactly the right size here. Okay, and for this box here, I'm multiplying 1 by x. I need a rectangle that is 1 by x, which is exactly this shape again. So if I move that across, it looks at that, and if I join it together with this rectangle, this square to make a rectangle, I've got a rectangle here, and the area of this whole rectangle here is x squared plus x, so that's x squared plus x here, x squared plus x, because I had x and 1 and x. Okay. Now it's a slightly different one here. It seems a bit of a mess because there's there's loads of different stuff going on here. You've got this, you've got this, you've got this in the middle. It can be very confusing. The way to think of this is in 2 chunks, okay? So your first chunk here, this green one, and your second chunk here, this orange one. So we're going to do them one at a time. We're only going to focus on the green one first of all. So if we have a look at what we've got there, we've got 3 multiplied by 2x plus 1. Hopefully we're confident of doing that. We should have 3 multiplied by 2x plus 1. We split it up here, multiplying it together. We need a rectangle here that is 3 by 2x. So that's not going to be any good for me. I need to have 3 down here, and needs to be 2 across. So in total I've got 6x, 3 multiplied by 2x, 3 multiplied by 2 is 6x, and I also need 3 multiplied by 1, which is simply 3. So that is my green part there, which would be 6x plus 3, which as you can see isn't very clear there. Let's try that again. 6x plus 3. Okay, now let's try the orange part. We've got negative 2 multiplied by x minus 2. So you've got negative 2 multiplied by x, let's give it a bit more space, x minus 2, like that. Let's see if we can remember how to do this. Well, it needs to be x along, but negative 2 here. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x, so it needs to be like this. And here we've got negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 for here, negative 2 multiplied by negative 2, and that's going to be positive 4. Okay. Just like there needs to always be an even number of negatives in the expression, there needs to be an even number of purple or coloured tiles and an even number of white tiles. So as you can see here, when we multiplied purple by white, there was only one lot of white tiles, you have to have another lot, so there are two lots of white tiles. Here there's already white multiplied by white, so it has to make coloured purple. Okay, and that gives us negative 2x plus 4. What about in total? What do these make in total? There's two ways of doing it. Either you can move them around and see actually, okay, this cancels with that cancels with that, so I'm left with 4x, and then I've got in total these here, which gives me 7, 4x plus 7, 4x plus 7. Alternatively, I could have looked at my whole expression here. I could have gathered my like terms, so I've got 6x, take away 2x, that gives me 4x, and 3 plus 4 gives me 7.